Hello everybody, here I am. I'm with a sewing machine. It's called a Singer Stylist. It's right there. And the number of the model number is 7258. It's a very interesting sewing machine. The lady had problems with the bottom. It was a top feed right there. And somehow she didn't get it in there correctly. She said it was so dusty she couldn't figure out what she was doing. She said she needed it cleaned, so I gave it a good cleaning. She had a little spool of thread that I don't usually use. That's too little to worry about. I just stuck it back in her little baggie here. But I found a whole bunch of like dust bunnies and thread all stuck down in there. I found some of it up in this area too that I went and looked in there and saw it. And then I had to go in and oil the machine. Cleaned it all out. I kind of gave it sewing. I was doing a bunch of little designer stitches. It's a computerized Singer. But anyway, we're going to go ahead and turn this little guy on. So you're going to go around here. We're going to hit this little button right there. And it does this little click thing. And right now it's set for a regular straight stitch, right? I don't know if you can see that or not. It's hard to see. It's hard to see this entire thing. That's like, I wish I would have done it in black. The white is really hard to see, but you can see all the really cool things it can do. Let's see here. This is a up and it doesn't have a down. It only goes up. So you have to kind of go up and go over to get to the 0, 0 or whatever you want to do. And this is to, you know, move your, like this, what goes up. So if I make the wider, I don't like this stitch anyways. I want to go wider, so let's go as far as it can go. I think that's all further that one go. It'll double, yeah. Oh no, it goes a little further. Well, that's all further. That's right. So it makes it like really wide stitching, which is, you know, see that very often to find wide stitching. I know you see my little band-aid. I cut myself with a screwdriver. I know, kind of weird thing to do. This one doesn't have as bright as a light. You know, when you look at it, it's not that bright, but yeah, I guess it will do. And then this is, I guess, is the rewind to back it up, you know, to back the whole thing up. But let's go over it a little bit with you. This has got a, how you rewind a bobbin. You put your bobbin, well, you put your bobbin in here, and you put your thread here. So you put your thread here, and you're going to come up here, and let's see if I can see it. Oh, let's see, yeah, it's this little guy here, and you twist it around that, and you come back this way. And then you put your bobbin in and you click it over, okay? And I don't need a bobbin. She already had a bobbin for me. I have this on auto, but in the sense of right here in auto, because if you have a little bit lighter material, you want to do this more in the center. And that's your tension right there, which is located in here, okay? Whenever you go to thread this, you want the needle in the highest position, and you want your feed dog, not feed dogs, but your foot up. Sorry, feed dogs are down below. Anyway, I'm having one of those days. I don't know if you ever have those days or not. And you want the thread to run from this side, going this way. So it's coming down, and it's going to hook into this, and hook into this. And this has lots of diagrams. And it comes down. You can see the little arrows. Comes down this way and around. So the foot is up means the tension is open for you to see that inside the tension rings. And then this is the uptake right here. This was actually controls the thread pulling it through right here, coming back down here, hooked in here, and it does have a threader, but I never could figure these ones out. And then you hook it down in there. And when you're done, you go ahead and you drop this down, okay? Let's see, make sure I have this in the right place. Yeah, there we go, and then drop that back down. Okay. And I'm going to run this so you can hear it. I have it on, I can move it over faster, but it goes too fast. And I just smidged it over just a little bit to kind of go a little bit faster, but so you can still see it. And we'll see. I can find the foot pedal down here on the floor. Here we go. And you can hear how it runs. There we go. It's a little louder, but, you know, plastic machines are kind of loud. So, I just wanted to see it. I went and got a different thread because this is white and it was really hard to see. I think I can back it up. Let me see if this is back it up. And then you go forward and it backs up and it goes forward. So it only backs up once. Some of them run that way and it gives you that little backup mark. Let's go ahead and go this way with it for a minute. And so you can see it's doing its job. Let's go ahead and move this down just a tad. And it's kind of too big. So we're going to make it go back down to about 3, 4, 5. So the thing's gonna be smaller. I'll go this way a little bit. There we go. And I don't need to back it up. I just backed it up there to show you how it backs up. And I think we're gonna do another stitch here. So look at these stitches here. Hard to see them. I'm gonna move out of the way and see if I can get to see them. I don't know. Let's see. Well, let's go do, I like this one. It kind of reminds me of a zigzag, but it has like stitches and zigzags. So this one is 0, 6. So we're going to go up to 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then we're going to go this up a little bit right here. That should be enough. And then we're going to watch us do this. This is really cool. I mean, it's really easy to use. Not as easy as Brother. I think Brother's easier. This is a little bit, took me a while to get used to it. I don't think it came with a book or anything, so it's more like trying to figure it out on my own. Let's see, go ahead and go forward and see how that does it. It's really neat. It works it out really good. And let it go a little bit so we can watch it for a little bit. It's hard to tell because the light on here makes it look brighter than it really is. To me, I don't think it looks that bright. Okay, and then we're going to pick this up for a second and take a look so you can see the stitching. And I'll flip it over so you can see the stitching on that side. Yeah, it's still white on that side. I didn't change the thread out. I just did on purple one side so you can see it. And, oops, darn it. I hate when I do that. Got to get it straight and put it back down. And now we can go and let's go ahead and do it like smaller. See here, I'm trying to see it. And it does smaller. So you can go bigger or smaller. And then we'll go here. I'm going to make it a stitching smaller. Well, I think I need to make the zigzag smaller. How do I do that? I think, oh, that's this one right here. Okay. So we're going to do, okay, this is going to make it smaller, I think. Yeah, there we go. And that's smaller. Okay, now, I'm going to go this way. It was like smaller zigzag, but not as wide. The other one is still wide. It's at 6. It's too wide. I'm just trying to do this a little differently. I did a scallop, too, on this side. I thought that was cool. I thought, man, this is like a simple sewing machine because it's made it simpler. See how the little stitching is right there? How big and wide it was. So I kind of did that just for the fun of showing you. You know, a lot of people always ask me, why don't you show more stitches? We want to see what these machines can do. Okay, so let's go on. Let's see, we can go with 10. Let me see how I do that. That means this thing needs to go all the way up to 0 again. So you just do that until it hits 0. And then this one goes to that, and that gives us 10, and that's going to give us that, well, like, no, I don't want 10. Do I want 10? No, I want 12. Let's go to 12. There are 12, and then I think 12, that's going to be good. So let's go ahead and watch this one. Yeah, this is that. It kind of looks like flowers. You know, it's the stem of the flower kind of a thing. So, but I have a lot of people always ask me all the time, can you show more stitches? Can you show us what the machine can do? And I says, well, it's the same thing about everything else. It looks like a zigzag when you're seeing it work. And then it'll pick this up and bring it around, and that's what it's doing. It's doing this like little, like I always say, it reminds me of something you put flowers on each side or something. I thought that was so cool. Let's see what else. It does all kinds of really cool stuff. Oh, I actually like this one. It says 32, so we got to do 3, and that should be it. And then it should do this one. I like this one a lot too. Let me move this down a little bit so it doesn't go on top of some other stitching. And I like this one. It's kind of cool. It does a little like star, and it keeps going forward, and it does another little star. And it goes forward. There's another star. It goes really fast. It's really hard to see. That's why I don't usually do this, because you don't see it until it's done. And then a lot of people look at me like, oh, now we understand. So this is going to show you guys why you cannot see what it's exactly doing, because you really can't see on the video. And then I'm going to show you what it's done. Okay, that should be it right there. Okay, I'm going to show you. See, and it does this little star stitching. It's kind of cute, because if you do any like crazy quilting, these are great for crazy quilting. Okay, and then now I'm going to go back to, where are we at here? 0, 0, make it 0 all the way across, because that gives you the basic straight stitch again. And it always backs up a little bit before it does that. It backs up 1. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave it this way, like that. And it's doing that little stitch back there, so I can let the lady pick it up, because she's going to pick up her I think it's her daughter-in-law or daughter, I'm not sure, sewing machine. She just couldn't get it to work right and it was acting funny. And if you don't get that top feed in there correctly, it will mess up. And it had a lot of dust underneath it, and that's why it wouldn't sit down nice and straight. So when the dust gets picked up, cleaned up, all the thread from underneath and on top, and then the thread up in here, I took it all out, cleaned it. It looks like it's just brand spanking new, like she just bought it from a dang store, because that's the way I do it. And then this is the my little stickers that I put on. I actually made them a little smaller. I went and bought some because my computer died and I cannot get it to run. So this means this is when I did her sewing machine. And that way she can keep track of when it got done. If she uses it a whole lot, then every 6 months as I recommend. If she uses it more like every once in a while, then I would say once a year, just to get it a quick cleaning. But these kind of sewing machines, you need a deep cleaning every time. Anytime it has a computer in it, I have to clean all the sensors. There's sensors in this area, there's sensors over here, there's sensors here. They get really dusty, and after a while, the machine starts acting weird. There's all kinds of sensors up in here, sensors back in there. And I do is I clean all those sensors off to make the machine actually respond to whatever you type it to do. So that's what this machine is. I mean, for a singer, first one I actually have that actually has a computer, it actually works. I had a lot of them that came to me and told them you need to take it somewhere they can reprogram it because it's not working. Don't know what's wrong, don't know why it's acting the way it is, but I'm not a tech, I'm just a mechanic. What I do is I can clean these machines, I can oil these machines, and I can clean the sensors on the machines and make them run better. But to do the computer itself, the computer actually sits right in here. It's a huge box. It's about that big by that wide. I can see it. You can't put any, you have to watch. You cannot put any of that pressurized air near it because it'll shock the system and then it will wipe the whole entire computer. We don't want to do that. I only stay in this area here. I stay in the whole area down in here, and I leave this whole area alone. I don't touch it because technically I'm not a tech. I'm not allowed to be in there. And all I can do is clean this extra area, and clean some of the sections down here that has a couple sensors that I look at and make sure there's no dust on them. Because the dust builds up on them, and then what will happen is the machine will start acting funny here, and you'll think it's a computer issue, and it's really not a computer issue. It's actually something that needs to be cleaned. So I'd recommend deep cleaning for this machine. Because there's a computer in it, I would do deep cleaning every time it has to come in this way. So it's a lot cheaper in that way. I mean, affordable sewing machine care, I keep it affordable. Anyway, I hope you guys get a little bit out of this, get a little acknowledgement on it and a little bit more about it. These parts here only work if you don't have the presser foot in. So you can push them, but all they're going to do is go deep, meaning they're not going to work unless you don't have your this piece put in. So I had that on my brother. It might have buttons that won't work until I unplug that, and then the machine will run on its own. But I don't want it to run on its own. I want to have the control. I kind of like the control of my presser foot. I don't like it when the machine thinks it can do it itself. I have enough problems looking at these embroidery sewing machines. I keep wanting to, I need to sit beside them. Even though they do it on their own, you just have to watch them the first part of it so they don't get caught. And I did get one part of it caught, realized it, stopped the machine, got in there, cleaned all that back out, reset the machine, and then I went ahead and did it, and then it kept on doing it. So that's the only thing you have to worry about on an embroidery sewing machine. This is kind of like an embroidery sewing machine, but more like a crazy quilt sewing machine. Like if you're doing a lot of crazy quilts, you can do all kinds of stitches, all kinds of buttonholes. There's all kinds of really cool stuff on it. You can do all kinds of fun things. There's one that can do like a flower, like a kite string. That one reminds me of kite string. Tulip. I think that's mostly it. What's up here? It's a little star thing. Yeah, so you could do, this would be a great one for crazy quilting. If I was going to use one, that's what I would do this one with. Anyway, keep following me on Facebook, or you can subscribe to me here. And you're limited in what you can type on the comment section. So probably the best thing to do if you want to get a hold of me is go through my page on Facebook, which is called Affordable Sewing Machine Care. I do have a group there, so if you do just like that one and I see you come in liking it, I can invite you to come to the group, but you have to answer I think it's like 3 questions. Nobody else sees them, only me. And it's not like people come in there thinking they can advertise stuff about their machine or sell fabric there. You can't do any of that. It's more like a bunch of mechanics getting together, wanting to see if somebody's having a problem and see if they can advise them. And they're coming from different states because I'm mostly in North Carolina. I think there's one in South Carolina, one in Vermont, I think she said she was from, one in Florida, and a couple of them on the, let's see, is it the West Coast? I'm not sure where they're at, but I talked to them a little bit, and they said, yeah, we don't mind giving advice and telling people about it. This way, if you're looking for somebody that works on sewing machines that's in your area, you can ask that question. And okay, anything that's been going through. But you can maybe find somebody that way. And there's people still in North Carolina here that does stuff, but they're specializing only in certain sewing machines. I kind of work on lots of different sewing machines, but I don't really work on Singer when it comes to the old-fashioned ones, unless it's the black Singers, the black old Singers, all metal sewing machines. But if it's one of the ones that are newer, most of the parts you can't find for them anymore. Um, but I do replace a lot of things. Like if this ever need to be replaced, I can replace that. I mean, there's ways to make everybody happy and getting the machine ready. But this one already came with this. I just stuck my own thread on it. But I'll take the thread off. Anyway, so I want you guys all have a blessed day. Keep following me here on YouTube and subscribe. Give me a thumbs up if you like it. If you don't like it, you don't have to put a thumbs down. I really hate that thing. It does. Oh, it doesn't go against me. It just puts my rating down a little lower, and it kind of puts me backward a tad. But it's okay if you don't like something. But it's okay if you do. I prefer you to like videos because this way I can see if I need to do more of them. If I don't get a like, then I might not do as many there. So that's why you don't see as many videos. I get more likes in these sewing machine ones, and I try to do at least 2 a week. And sometimes I try to do at least 2. If I can get 2 in, that's great. If I don't, then I must be doing something else. Anyway, have a blessed day, and I'm going to end this here, and hopefully I'll see you guys soon in any of the comments you might want to give me. Bye-bye.